Let's rock.
All right, welcome to the Disgruntled Losers, a show name that I'm not sure our co-host actually likes at this point. We're gonna have to dive into that a little bit. I guess we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Mike. Co-host is Hoy. Hoy, say hi.
Hey everyone.
Um, let's just get right into it. I guess there's one other person we probably should introduce that you've actually never met. I do have a producer here. I know you have an AI Carl bot that apparently works on Discord with us or Descript or whatever it is. But I have Josh. Um, Josh is sitting over here in the corner right now. And about 5 minutes before we hopped on, Josh informed me that not only will he not hop on camera, he will not talk. So you will never see or hear from Josh. Apparently,
Boo.
I guess that'll maybe a future topic. But right now he refuses. So
I'm gonna get him on the screen.
we'll see how
Just wait. Just
that
wait.
works. All right, let's start with the obvious topic. If you're gonna pretend like you're gonna talk about sports for a little bit, is the NFL playoffs are happening right now. I'm literally watching Bears Rams right now at 10-10 at halftime. To pull back the curtain at exactly what time we're recording right now. I was gonna spend about 30 seconds on each of these games, but the first one had the craziest thing happen that actually is worth talking about. So Bills Broncos 33-30, Broncos win. And I don't even know. Do you know what I'm about to say? So in the post-game interview, after Bo Nix leads them on a game-winning drive in overtime, out of nowhere, the coach says, our quarterback has a broken ankle and he's done for the playoffs. And it was one of those things where Adam Schefter was on ESPN this morning talking about, I had everybody texting me if this was real. It was one of those things where I've never seen it as a Broncos fan, just on a complete high. And then to see your head coach, he hadn't even told the team. Apparently,
And like he walked off the field just fine. So I'm like, I was baffled. I still don't even know if it's real.
that one was so funny. They've had videos now where like the play itself, if you watch the video, it doesn't make any sense. He walks away from the play just fine. They do show the last kneel down. I guess he kind of limps off the field on the last kneel down.
He could have fooled me.
And then he's like, he's crying after they win the game, and everyone's like, oh, it's because he knows he's not going to play. But I don't know, you might cry after you win your first, or I guess, yeah, it's his first playoff game. They had the bye, yeah. I don't.
Now, like, are you allowed to like psych other teams out and like? Oh no, he's actually good to go. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I don't know. That would be legendary.
This is new. Oh my gosh, I have, I like.
Yeah, he had some crazy Aaron Rodgers medical treatment. He's good to go. A week's rest is all he needed.
You've told me that you like conspiracies, and that is a good one to start right off the bat. Now I'm praying for that one. We will not get that lucky. There's no way we get that lucky. But yeah, so yes, to be boring and answer your question, I do think there's rules against it. But like, I don't think the rules would say Bo Nix can't play. Like they like, as an owner, it's like, well, what's $1 million fine for like us? Like, I don't know.
I mean, if you're gonna win a Super Bowl, like, hey.
And then this is Sean Payton, the guy who was suspended for a year for paying his defensive players for injured quarterbacks. So, the more you talk about this, you could talk yourself into this.
Oh, the karmic synergy is real.
You could talk yourself into this. That was good. That was good. All right. Next one hits closer to home for you. So right now, obviously, pull back the curtain on both of us here, both from the state of Michigan. You were born and moved to San Francisco at one point. I stayed home. So 49ers, Seahawks. Seahawks 41, 49ers 6.
I will say, SF has never been quieter. Like, no cars on the way home because we went to go visit some in-laws. Streets empty. I've never seen SF that open. Like, I'm sure everyone was just crying at home. Like, it was just ridiculous. We just got pummeled.
I know. And it's one of those where, yeah, there was like a couple unlucky plays at the beginning. But I guess if you didn't believe in the Seahawks before, you probably do now. I guess I still say probably because I don't think.
No.
What do you say?
I wouldn't even go that far. I believe more in the EMF theory than I do in the Seahawks.
I guess you're going to have to help me with EMF here. Wait.
So, EMF theory. So, the Niners practice stadium, both their facilities are near some electrical power grid. And, at first, everyone was like, yo, this is the most ridiculous thing we've ever heard. But now we have actual scientists jumping in on this and saying, hey, this could actually lead to some long term health issues. And, over the 10-year span, they are the most injured team by a long shot. So, and two more players got injured yesterday during the game. So, I'm on board at this point. Every week, new major injury, someone's out for the season.
Well, that's funny. No, it is.
We've had our chances. We've had our chances, but what are you gonna do?
You're right. So I have heard that. You're right.
So
is it just so it's a big so there's a substation, which is whatever a downline of a power plant right next to the practice facility.
It's literally right. It's right
sure.
next door.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah. So I think it all has started when they moved their facilities down there, and now everyone's trying to get them to move to actual San Francisco, because where they are is not San Francisco.
So there it is. So that's it. So they're just trying to.
But I think that's actually the real conspiracy. Pressure. I think people are salty about that, and they want them to move. It's less an injury thing, but more, let's just bring them back home.
Yeah, I know. It does stink. Being in Detroit, it's easy because there's no traffic and everybody can get in and out of games. But I know LA, struggles with that. The Dodger Stadium's in a terrible spot, and it takes everybody 3 hours to get in and out of that one. And I'm sure San Francisco baseball is not ideal, and there's probably areas that aren't ideal there. So I'm assuming that's why it's in Santa Clara. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, every game I've gone to, like even to the Chase Center for the Warriors, like we park blocks away, and we're like, we're just walking to the stadium
Chase Center,
at that point. So
like SF is Chase Center like there?
Yep. They're like right there. They're only a few blocks from the baseball stadium.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I think I did know that. All right, so we'll move on. Patriots Texans, just watched it earlier. Snowed the entire game. It's one of those. It was visually fun. Not only did it snow the whole game, it felt like every pass was downfield. And they either almost caught it, or it was pass interference. So the game was exciting just from that aspect. And then every ball was almost caught by C.J. Stroud. It did, one of the two teams caught it. I think he had 4 or 5 interceptions.
One of the two.
Yeah, I know one of the two teams caught it just about every time he threw it. I mean, half of them were his fault, half of them weren't. And then there's a point where you just try to be a hero. It's like a little bit of that Josh Allen thing where he just tries to force the crap out of the ball sometimes. I don't know. But are the Patriots good? Maybe. So this is...
Hey, they got a cakewalk. I'll give them that. They got a cakewalk.
So this is... Oh, not to talk about the Lions at all points here, but this is the dream for the Lions is next year. So the Patriots had the 4th place schedule. I don't know if you know how the NFL works. So if you get first place in your division, I think 3 or 4 of the games you end up playing first place in another division. And so the Lions technically got 4th place in the NFC North. So there's 3 or 4 games next year where they will be playing the 4th place team in the NFC. I don't know if it's Southeast or I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I know if you look through the Patriots schedule, I think you're probably going to find teams like the Giants and the Texans the Titans and I don't even know who else. The Cardinals probably were in last place last year. So as a Lions fan, that's what you're dreaming of, is that the schedule next year is substantially easier. So yeah, the Patriots have had a little bit of a cakewalk. And now you're looking at an AFC Championship game where the Patriots are going to play the Broncos with Jarrett Stidham, who was a Patriot at one point too. I know it's a different regime. Belichick's not there anymore, but that's kind of funny. I'm sure everybody will be hitting that in the media this week.
I mean, you know what really should happen though is, and I don't know if you're going to like this take, because I liked it the first time this came around, is when the Colts were like, hey, Phillip, we kind of need you here, buddy. Can you just come back out of retirement just for one game, man? Just for 1 or 2 games. I mean, the Broncos could be pretty... Is he allowed to go from is he allowed to go from the Colts to the Broncos like that?
There's a big person in the media that has pitched this kind of comically, that there should be a all-time quarterback, and they like to use Jameis Winston as the quarterback just because it would be fun. But essentially what you're saying is anytime you get in a major pinch, you can call the league, and just for entertainment purposes, they would send you Jameis Winston. And so so this weekend you would get
throw those up.
You would get Jameis Winston of the Broncos playing the Patriots next week, which would be much more entertaining than Jarrett Stidham. I mean, anybody I think would agree with that.
Oh, Jameis is the life of the party. I love that guy.
That. He honestly, like, if we were to name like a dream guest, like he's probably top 10. When you put a microphone in front of Jameis, it's amazing. Well, I guess NFL.
But hey, I mean, if that's a thing, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's crazy. I guess I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, that kind of is the NFL talk right now. Bears Rams is still 10-10 second half. Snowing in this one too, so that gave us snow at what, 3 of the 4? Did it snow at the Broncos game? I'm not sure if it did actually. It snowed both games today. I guess that's what the NFL wants, putting their playoffs in end of January, middle of January. Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought that was questionable, but
it's an interesting season, just the whole calendar for the NFL, but it's what it is.
I still don't get why we have like outdoor open stadiums. Like, should they not just all have like retractable roofs or something? Like,
Buffalo never will, just because it's like in their blood. It's just one of those things where they think it's fun, and it's just not.
Well, their fans like it, and it's kind of funny. So yeah. I think that's fine.
But to your point,
but every other team,
I know. To your point, they are going away little by little. Minnesota just went away a couple years ago. They got a brand new nice indoor stadium. Chicago is about to go away. So there's, as a Lions fan, I'm dreaming with this. Hopefully, would be the last playoff game the Bears host here at Soldier Field. Let's get them lose in the next couple of years and get them out to a new stadium.
Yeah.
But.
And if they don't want to pay for a whole new stadium, I mean, maybe that's like a industry we can tap into. Maybe we just got to build like a portable, retractable stadium-size awning that we can just, throw up over
the heated
outdoor
roof.
stadiums.
The heated roof. You and the construction people building houses just want to put a little tent around it and heat it up and just keep building houses in January in Michigan. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, if they can 3D print houses nowadays,
All right, that's enough NFL. You sent me the craziest video earlier this week, and it's the only thing we pre-talked about on this list of topics. Is this absolutely ridiculous video? I'm just gonna pass it to you and let you take it away.
All right, and I'm gonna throw this out there. We did, like I said, we did talk about it. We did not go into anything in detail, but this might be one of the greatest clips ever to come out. And I don't know if it's staged. I don't know what's happening, because it seems like AI created it. Like, it's
okay, so that I had said something to Josh. Is there a way to verify this? So are we going to be able to watch it? Are you going to post it here?
Yep. I'm putting it in our room right here. Let's take a quick look.
All right. I guess I'll ruin the surprise a little bit. It's a youth hockey game as you pull it up, and you don't see any part of the game. I don't know how this starts, but it's an all-out brawl, and I guess this is what you do in hockey. I guess this is part of the culture, and I do I'm not a parent that's gonna say like fighting is the worst thing in the world. Like, I guess there's this instance or two where like maybe fighting, I don't know, like it might be all right. In hockey, it certainly has that culture, but this is different. This is not that. Do we have it up yet?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Let it roll.
Oh, this can't be real though.
So you take it first. What are you seeing?
All right. I mean, just first of all, where are the refs?
That was my thing, you cheater. But it's true. It's true. Where
this is zoomed out from the bleachers, and you don't see a ref on the ice. What's going on here?
I mean,
and the goalie's coming across the ice and just decking the other team.
So the other points I wanted to get to was when in a normal hockey fight in the NHL, the minute you hit the ice, the fight's over. Like, there are rules. Apparently, when we go to youth fighting, we take the rules away. There's a Happy Gilmore penalty somewhere in here for the guy taking off his skate trying to stab somebody. Like, they're legitimately, you get close to that. The goalie jumping in at the end, ridiculous. The parents.
No, you give it a second here. You're gonna see some kicks. I've never seen a hockey fight where the blades are up.
The blades. He's fighting blades up. Blades up.
And wait, right here. Are you watching this with me? Right here. Look at this. This guy is beating his own teammate. You see him just punching his own teammates in the face. He's just chucking
No,
them.
I get that.
Boom,
So if you've ever been in a fight, sometimes you're just swing. You just swing. Like you're kind of half protecting, half swinging. And in that instance, I think that kid is just swinging.
That's every bar fight. Every bar fight. You don't know who's on whose team.
Oh, and then I guess the fun.
My other thing.
Go for it. No, I know what you're getting. Go. No. It's the parents. I know that's where you're going.
All right. Yes. Not one parent is moving in the background. They're just all like, "Hey, all right."
This is life.
You see more cameras up than anything else. Like nobody else is complaining. Nope.
But there's
look at this mom and dad right there, just sitting there in the glass back there, hands down their pants, just staring.
That's what I mean.
What are they doing?
There's not enough of like parents hitting the glass, being like, kick his butt, Seabass. There's not even that. They're just sitting there like, this is Tuesday. We got another game in an hour. Like, let's wrap this up and get to the third period. Like, there's so many parts of this video.
And what I'm told is these two clips that we just saw, they're actually two separate fights.
No, that's not true.
It's not one fight.
Not true.
Yes, it is. It's one fight happened, the big brawl happens, and then this second clip is a second scuffle of them going at it. I'm pretty sure there was a fight every quarter.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this game was ridiculous.
So...
And the worst part, they don't even tell us the score. This has been covered on the news.
Oh, of course.
Not one person knows the score of this game. Nobody knows it.
Is it American or is it Canadian? This would help me a little bit. Is there a chance this...
That's a great question. Yeah, we need to go to Josh for
this. Yeah, Josh, can you look this up for us, please? Yeah, thank you. He's looking at me like, I don't think I know how to start this. Okay, thanks, buddy.
I'll be surprised if half these kids are not in the hospital. With all the blades going up, sticks are up. I don't know, man. This was just the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. I think I watched this clip for at least an hour and a half, just analyzing every different aspect of this video.
So you say that, like, I think there's just as good a chance, like, this whole team went to Olive Garden, like, 45 minutes after the game, and they went back to the hotel, and they got a 9 a.m. the next day. Like, I really think this was just game 2 of the tournament, and this is life. I don't know. It was too mundane of an environment, and then the kids.
And this had to have been a big game because it's a sellout crowd. There's only like maybe 20, 30 empty seats out here.
I guess that's fair for a youth game. I don't know.
It's pretty impressive. But oh man, this thing just this brought me joy, and I'm so glad it's not AI because at first I was like a little skeptical.
Has Josh confirmed that?
Then the news started covering it.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's fair. So if local news...
Yep, ABC covered this, Fox covered it. I was like, okay, at this point, it's real. This is real.
Local news doesn't...
If not, it's the biggest AI scam of all time.
All right. So another topic we wanted to hit, which I really wanted to hit this one because the dynamic between us is going to be, you're going to act like I'm an old school guy and don't know anything about technology, which might be true. But I'm going to fight you on this one. So trying to watch sports now is the topic headline. Where were you going with this? Because I think I know where you're going with this and I'm ready to roar.
No, for me right now, the biggest problem is I am having the most difficult time finding what streaming service I need to go to watch a freaking game.
You old man. Keep going. Keep going. Do your thing.
No. And this might be the only thing I side with you.
No, you're not going to side with me.
In our entire podcast career, but I am so fed up. And
old man. I
pay for all the services, and somehow I can still only watch half the games. That's what I'm pissed off about.
So I'm calling you an old man because I generally disagree with this topic. I don't know. I don't have a hard time finding any of the games. I mean, you need Peacock, Prime, Fox, Paramount, I guess. Okay, so you do need 5. Okay. But everybody has them.
You can have YouTube. You tell me you have Paramount Plus 100%. Right now.
Dude, Landman.
What do you watch on Paramount
Dude,
Plus?
Okay. First of all, Taylor Sheridan is that middle ground of like, I'm not an old man, but like I can watch Taylor Sheridan shows and that's okay. So Landman, Yellowstone, the 1819 whatevers. Yeah. Oh yeah. Why not? You kidding me?
You like stuff in black and
Tim
white still. That's
McGraw,
what
you
I'm
can't.
getting.
Tim McGraw and Faith Miller. Like, get out of here. Of course I'm going to watch that. Like, get out of here.
But oh my goodness, like I have YouTube TV. That doesn't even give me half the basketball games. Like, and my biggest thing is why are we still at the phase where like they can only play something regionally,
That one's funny. That one's so funny.
right? Like if I want to watch a Pistons game
Oh,
and a Warriors game's on, like I should be able to watch either or. It's telling me, oh nope,
yeah.
only the Warriors are playing on this channel because the Pistons are out of this region.
Yeah.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard,
And
man.
then sometimes it's the opposite where like if it's a nationally broadcast game in your region, it'll be blacked out and you'll have to watch the regional broadcast because they won't. I don't know why they're just being nice to the regional broadcast or however that works. But the one thing I was going to say was, so I pretty much disagree because you do sound like the old man in the office that's like, oh my god, is the game on Peacock tonight? I don't get Peacock. Or like Amazon Prime, they deliver my packages. They shouldn't be broadcasting NFL games. I mean, I do think in a couple years it'll be more of the norm. The NFL, for money purposes, was smart. They literally sold individual games to each individual partner. And so these playoff games are every game's on a different channel essentially because they sold it for like 50 million a pop or whatever. I don't exactly know the number, but something stupid.
And but you don't think they could have got more money just like selling the whole package to just one?
Watch the games. I guess to your point, we just want to watch the games.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. And I mean, you know, off record, you know, you know, I
Josh,
have
cut
no
this.
problem finding my games anywhere else.
Yeah. Is that illegal?
Right?
Is it actually illegal?
I don't, you know, that's why I said off the record, right? I think we get a pass for that. But you know, now they're cracking down on those, so it's like,
I guess so.
Nah, I gotta resort to some of these other methods. It is what it is. But you know, I just reminisce on the good old days where cable TV, you know, was all we had, and you know, you didn't even know there were other games on sometimes, which is fine because like you didn't have the. But now we have the option to watch other games, and that's what kills you. Is like, nah, I gotta buy all these other things and. You know, how much is all our subscriptions running up right now? Like,
well, you need to
all paying like $200 a month easy.
Well, you got to pay for
just to watch a couple.
You got to pay for an app that tells you how much you're spending. I don't know if you've seen that latest one, but yeah, you know, 99 cents a month. They'll tell you that number. Yeah, it's 99 cents a month.
Yeah. And I think was it Rocket Mortgage?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like
I don't know if they're gonna partner with us here, but
yeah.
Rocket Mortgage, they'll make sure you're not double subscribed to anything because you know I've done my free trial method a couple times. You know, create an email here, create an email there.
Gilbert's an MSU guy, man.
Free 7 days.
Gilbert, crazy. Yeah, the team's gotten worse, but the facilities have gotten better. So I guess that's good. We'll get into new coach another time. I don't care too much to talk about right now. The one, all right. So one, since we're talking Detroit sports right now, the one topic that I want to talk about were whatever January 18th, baseball season starts in whatever it is, 6-8 weeks from now. The biggest topic for Detroit is Tarik Skubal's contract or lack thereof contract. So I know you being out of town and not being the biggest baseball fan, this is going to be so easy to describe to you, though. He's won the last 2 Cy Young Awards. Tarik Skubal is the best pitcher in Major League Baseball, pretty much hands down. If you want to say Paul Skeens, you know, the LSU dude that's dating the gymnast that's all over social media, what Livy Dunn or whatever her name is. Yeah, you know, if you want to say Paul, that's fine. It's one of those two. And we, as Detroit sports fans, have never seen. We've seen an athlete retire. We've never not paid an athlete and had him walk out the door. This would be absolutely heartbreaking. I don't want to say to the city because that does seem a little hyperbolic, but it kind of would be. Because so right now, Tarik Skubal is going into the last year of his contract. And there's this arbitration battle going on, which is a specific thing to baseball that we don't need to get into. And I actually don't think whether the Tigers win this arbitration battle or Tarik Skubal wins this arbitration battle, that doesn't really matter. I think that's a totally separate issue. I know people kind of are freaking out about that we lowballed them on this arbitration offer and that Scott Boras, his agent, highballed us. I wouldn't worry about that. Tigers fans, don't worry about that. The thing that should worry you is that he hasn't signed yet. And there's not even a leaked contract that's like, Detroit offered him 300 million over 8 years or something like that, which might be something in the low 30s per year million. You don't even have one of those that's kind of like telling your fans that, hey, we're trying. We're we're the feeling has to be that he's either walking at the end of this year, which would be which I don't think is going to happen because we have a GM that's actually a little bit intelligent. I don't want to diss him too much. He probably hasn't had the resources to even attempt to be a good GM, but he's either going to walk or we're going to trade him for pennies on the dollar because you're only going to get him for half a year. So the only thing that makes sense is to sign him long term, and then you can always trade him again in a couple of years if for some reason you're broke and you need to trade him. And the last part of this I want to hit, and I'll get off my rant and we can move on because I know baseball is the most boring sport that we're ever going to talk about on the show, is that from the ownership perspective, a lot of people are going to tell the owners to sell. And whether that's the case or not, the value of the franchise goes up when you give the guy the contract. So if you give Skubal a $300 million contract or whatever it's going to be, that doesn't take away from the value. That adds the value of your franchise. So if they sell the team in 2 years, you have that Tarik Skubal contract that's still valuable because he's still a dominant pitcher on your books, and that raises the value of your franchise. The Milwaukee Bucks owner just did this 2-3 years ago. They signed Giannis, and then literally the next year, the Milwaukee Bucks owner sold because signing Giannis brought up the value of the franchise. So the people that say that the Illiches don't want to sign Skubal and they're just going to sell in a year and they're just taking the franchise, that doesn't really make sense either, because if you were going to sell the franchise, you would sign him. So all of this is to say it doesn't make any sense not to sign him. Flipping A, sign him. Sign him now. That's all I got. I don't even know what else. Thank you. We can just move
When
on.
do they gotta sign him by?
So I guess they don't. So whatever. The pitchers and catchers are going to report to spring training. It's like the first or second week of February. Spring training starts like the first week of March or something like that. And like it wouldn't be totally uncommon if like a week or two before the season you give the guy a brand new giant contract. Like you see that in all sports, and that might happen. But you're not getting the feeling that that's going to happen if you've been following this at all. And as a Tigers fan, having this ace dominant pitcher has kind of been part of the formula that has worked for us. I know that sounds stupid because, yeah, of course it's going to work for you. But it's just kind of been part of the Tigers' DNA going back to the first, when we were winning World Series in the 60s. I'm going to sound silly because I don't know enough about McLean and them back then. And then in 84, they had a great pitching staff then. And then I know we didn't win back in 13 when we had Verlander and then Scherzer and all them either. But I mean, we've had lots of Cy Young winners in Detroit, and we've pretty much, I guess I shouldn't say we've kept them all because we kind of got rid of Scherzer. I would say, look at what Scherzer and Verlander did after they left. They were just as good, if not better. They both won Cy Youngs after they left. This is very similar. Just pay the dude. Just pay him, please.
You get that off your chest now?
Yes. I mean, not really. We're gonna come back to this. This is not so on the description I have Skubal Saga Part 1. We'll see how many parts we get. We'll see. Okay, so we wanted to move on to I'm nervous for this next segment. And I told you I wanted to talk about Skubal before we did that one because I was gonna get myself going a little bit. I don't even know if there's an official name for this next segment. Yeah, I feel like you can't use Grind My Gears because we're going to steal that from somebody. Is Not Okay? Is that original? Are we allowed to use Not Okay?
That's something I put together.
Then there we go. I don't mind Not Okay.
Original thought from me.
Then Not Okay it is. All right, Not Okay, sponsored by a future sponsor. All right, here we go.
But, all right. So, Not Okay is going to be similar to the concepts of Grind My Gears, but just things I can't grasp my head around. Is just... I don't get why society as a whole has to be a certain way, or, people just have such a strong opinion about certain things. Like, bro, chill out. Just back up. Take a breather. But I will say, some of these might be hot takes, some of these might not be. But I'm gonna start off one that I know I brought to your attention before, and we clashed a little about this. But I'm gonna start us off with the zipper method
Oh my
because that's
gosh.
something
Okay,
I
this. Okay,
will I will talk about this
go,
with every
go,
person until I get through their
go,
thick
go.
skull. All right. So if anyone doesn't understand the concept of the zipper method, it's when there's construction and they want you to merge at a certain point, right? So we got two lanes coming down and they want you to merge at this point so you can weave seamlessly as a collective group. Now, what people tend to do is they see this long line and they're like, oh, there's construction up there. Let me just merge here. Let me merge there. Let me do this. Let me do that. And then you just see this like long open road up to the zipper point and no one's taking it. And then some people have the audacity to drive in the middle of the two lanes so you can't go down that road. No, 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 no. You are in the wrong here. I'm allowed to get to that zipper point and I'm allowed to merge up there. Because that is what science proves is the most efficient.
All right. And all
Now,
right. All right. Keep going. Sorry.
you know what?
Sorry. Okay. Here. So I don't. Like, I don't disagree with you about science. Sure. Like, sure. I'll just say we'll leave it at that. Sure. Where I have a problem is you currently live in San Francisco, where there is real traffic, and so I understand using that zipper method, and you're to always use the zipper method. I'm not even saying that you shouldn't use the zipper method. I guess what I'm saying is when you're in a spot where space isn't necessarily an issue, and you already have a set of cars lined up, that is the zip. You're already zipped. This is what I've told you in the past.
But you're not. But you're not.
You're already
you're
zipped.
telling me you're.
And so, yes, the zipper method would work, but your point, your zipper is back here now. The line of cars is up here, and so somebody that goes from the back to the front after we've already been zipped, there's no such thing as one of those little plastic knobs on your zipper going from down here to up here. It doesn't happen.
I'm gonna leave that out there. Chat, y'all can chime in. Let us know if you're for or against the zipper method.
So it's not that. I want to be clear. Can that zipper point move is what I want to know, because that's what I keep coming back to. You're already zipped. You're already zipped.
Coach, you're zipped just to you. You're zipped just to you.
Exactly. I don't give a crap who's behind me. It's zipped me. The people behind me do what they want.
Oh, you know what? I think we'll leave it up to chat.
All right.
We'll take a poll. We'll let people figure out. we'll let the audience decide what's the right method.
Okay.
We'll only hit a couple of these because I want to save some for next week as well.
More. Gosh, all right, go.
This one, you know what? I don't even think it's that much of a hot take, but it's just personal experience at this point. Dogs should never be off leash.
Interesting.
I don't know in what world. I don't care if your dog is good or not. My dog will eat your dog. You cannot come to me and say, "Oh, he's friendly." I don't give a crap. My dog will take a bite at your dog. So if you don't want a lawsuit here, back up, put your dog on a leash. And the problem isn't even just that the dog's curious is coming up. It's you see me doing everything in my power to walk across the street, do this, do that, and your dog is following.
So you're the person where if you're coming down the sidewalk head on with another dog, you'll walk across the street so you're on the other side. So they'll come down this side, you'll take the other side now?
Yep, and 95% of the time, I'm not even going down the rest of that street. I'm turning around. But you know who's following me? Their dog. You know who can't catch their dog? The owner. So, for God's sake, just put your dog on a leash.
Well, I agree with you, and it's funny. Katie would totally agree with you on this. Our neighbors, they dog sit for each other sometimes. And they will essentially just open the door, and they're across the street from each other. They'll essentially just open the door and let the dogs run across the street from one door to the other. And it works 30 to 50% of the time, like not half, less than half. And the other half, they're in our yard, poking at the trash.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
and that's pretty minimal. I know you're talking about more being out and about. Yeah, I don't really have any rebuttal. Yeah, that's pretty much.
I mean, even in your yard though, because like, I'm not proud of this, but I'll do it. But I'll do it again. I've had to punt a dog last year. I punted a husky.
Oh, what?
It
That's
it, 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 it it came at me and Taz. It went to bite Taz. Taz is my dog, by the way, German Shepherd, Siberian Husky mix,
you got a
and
big dog.
I just had to punt it.
So,
I punted that dog.
but that must have been a big dog. You just said husky.
It was a big dog.
What is
Yeah,
that?
and it kept coming too. So I punted it and I punted it, and then some other strangers had to come and
Okay,
scare the dog away back to its
this
owner.
is classy.
But the owner was walking to resolve the conflict. It did not even. He watched me punt his dog and persisted to walk towards the situation.
Okay, I got questions.
Crazy.
Hold on, we can't leave this. So, did the dog attack you or Taz? Or did you insert?
It was going to bite.
Okay,
Taz.
so you
It was going to
inserted
bite
yourself
Taz.
into the fight. Okay.
Yep.
If left to their own arena, if you will, who wins that fight? Your dog or the Taz or the husky?
Oh, ooh.
Would have been a good one.
I'm gonna say size wise, the husky had him. The size, but Taz is a scrapper. I mean, he was found on the streets at 9 weeks. I
Oh
think
no,
he's
that
got
helps.
some, like,
No,
he's got some dog in
no,
him.
legitimately.
No. He fights
No pun
dirty.
intended.
Taz will fight dirty.
And his name's
I
Taz.
watched him play.
Name's Taz. That's a fighter's name.
He's got a tail whip in him. I don't know if you learned that from Pokemon or what, but he's got some extra moves that you don't see from other dogs. So I'm up on my money on Taz.
Probably shouldn't have done.
Even up against a Great Dane, maybe. We'll see. Maybe he can go up a.
Yeah, I'm looking at Josh right now. We're probably gonna have to cut that segment. I don't think we're allowed to do dog. I don't think we're allowed to do dog fighting segments. Yeah, we'll
do we need Michael Vick on this?
No, he's not sponsoring this. There's no. Where's he coaching at now? Sacramento State, or I think I got that wrong. But wherever he's coaching at, yeah, no, we're not sponsoring. They're not sponsoring this segment.
That's all right, Josh. You can edit in post.
Okay. Speaking of Josh, no, sorry, I don't want to step you off. You got another one, I think.
I do have one more. Now, this one's gonna be for all the guys. I've been a big advocate of this for a long time, but I kind of keep it private because I don't think it's really something I want to stir the pot with. But as a guy, sitting to pee is S tier.
Sure.
Sitting to pee. I don't know why in the world urinals even exist. They're kind of gross. The backsplash, the backsplash is crazy that you get from it. Not a single urinal cake ever actually stops any backsplash. So it's just gross. Most guys do the shake and they're not even, half their piss is on the floor, right? But sitting to pee, it's a nice clean, and you also get to sit and relax, scroll through your phone for a minute, answer a text message, but all these guys just want to stand and pee. I don't know. I guess target practice is kind of fun. I do miss that, but outside of that, I don't got nothing for you as a standard.
Here's the problem. We are just going to strip away any masculinity that this show might have had before we started. Because I agree with you. Like, I like to, especially in the morning. The guys that, late at night, like if you're we're not at that age, at least I hope we're not there yet, where you got to pee in the middle of the night. But, when you wake up in the morning, that first pee, like, who are you trying to impress by standing? Like, are you kidding me? No, the first pee of the day for sure is on the toilet. And I'm looking at Josh again. This segment's got to go. I don't know how we ended up here.
We got situations. Obviously, if you're golfing and you got to go real quick, you find a bush. That's fine. Very masculine there. But, if you got a bathroom to get to, sit down. Just relax. Enjoy the day.
Gosh, we have to move on. We have to. The love of God, we have to. Josh is giving me the nod. He's saying this is too much. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So we do. I don't know what to do with this poem that Josh got for us. So I'll go back to his name is Bobby Frost, and that's in. To make it worse, I guess I assumed that I would be getting some type of audio file that I could just play. That I'm assuming Bobby Frost has a nice deep voice and that it would have played well. But no, I have to read it. So not only he just tossed me this poem, and I didn't know where to put it in the show. And it's titled Detroit Lions 2025. It's the most uncreative title for a poem I've ever heard in my entire life. I gave it a dry run once. It was littered with curse words. I had to go through, and I think I got most of them out. I know we were attempting to be gentlemen on this show. We're going to have to fact check some of this in real time because I'm not sure how gentlemanly any of this is. But is now the time? Do I get into this right now? Is this
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. I think we get into it right now.
Okay. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Bobby Frost. This is the Detroit Lions 2025 poem.
I'm excited.
And it looks like it was written about a week or two ago because the first line says as the playoff commence. So, as the NFL playoffs commence, I feel like I'm sitting on a sharp, pointy fence. Yikes. The Lions finished not first, not second, not third, but fourth in the screwed up NFC North. And the word was not screwed up in there. That was changed just now. The season started with a loss to the Packers. Am I allowed to call them a bunch of mold-eating bushwhackers? And so I read this one too. And can you look up bushwhackers while we're talking? Even so, I'm actually nervous. We might have to cut that whole one. I don't know what that means. And so give me a second. Okay. Then the offense got hot and we won the next 4. Spirits were sky high as Dan had restored the roar. And I actually agree with this. So if you're following the schedule, this poem apparently goes along with the Lions schedule. That puts them about what we must be 4-1 there. I think I was telling people in my friend group that we had the best team in the NFL. We were 4-1, one loss to the Packers at that point. We were the best team in the NFL. You got bushwhackers for me?
I'm seeing some pro wrestlers.
Okay.
But I don't have any other weird names for it.
We'll see.
So,
wait, hold on. Josh just.
I think we might be okay
there. Josh just sent me something about the Confederate Army. Hold on. Well, we're gonna get back to that. Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay. And at the time, it was easy to excuse a loss to the Chiefs, but now that looks more like a brown stain on your dad's boxer briefs. Now, I read that one and I actually agreed with that one because that's one where you look back and it's like, yikes, that doesn't look good now. Yeah, so I agree with that one actually.
The poetry is flawless.
So no, he's probably. I guess I understood why Josh hired him. I feel comfortable saying the Lions own this version of the Tampa Bay Bucks. After that, it's like the stitches starting popping loose on all our tummy tucks. After that, it's like the stitches started popping loose on all our tummy tucks. I guess he's saying that it was fake. I guess I agree with you. Yeah, it was fake at that point. Okay. I can't talk about this Week 9 disaster. We lost to a guy that covers his face with mustard plaster. Now, that one, if you don't know, he's talking about J.J. McCarthy, the Lions, or the Vikings flipping quarterback that used to play for Michigan that wears eye black from his eyebrows to his chin, and he looks like a third grader when he does it. And yeah, I get what he's going for there. Dan tricked us in Week 10 when he grabbed the play sheet, smacked around a weak Washington team like a little brother in the backseat. Yeah, so Dan essentially fired the offensive coordinator in the middle of the season without firing the offensive coordinator in the middle of the season. He just took the play calling away from him. And he did it versus the worst defense that was hurt at the right time. And so it made him look like a genius. And I'm not sure if that was nice to the offensive coordinator. Then the Eagles defense acted like a drunk parent and took the BTA approach. Side note, Nick Sirianni is actually a cockroach. So BTA, when I say BTA, do you know what that means?
Belted?
Yeah, so that was wild. That whole concept is wild. How in 2026, it was 2025 when it got going, was it just anti-PC culture? How did that get going? Do you have any?
I mean, I've had a belt to my head.
Well, so. Okay, but I just mean more in the so you were getting NFL college players doing the celebration of taking a belt and beating somebody's backside with it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, they were doing it all over the place. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was like,
they don't get fined for that, right?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it was. I could not believe it. And Nick Sirianni's a cockroach. I agree with that. So let's move on. And if you thought, okay, sorry, I lost my spot. We're messing with my poem here. And if you thought taking the Giants to overtime was unforgiving, hopefully you're smart enough by now not to let the Lions ruin your Thanksgiving. Now, I think, whatever, we're 34 now. I've probably watched 29 Lions games on Thanksgiving now. I don't let them ruin my Thanksgiving anymore. I know you've moved out of state. Do you guys even watch them out there? I mean, shoot, it comes on at 9 a.m. for you, I think,
I do watch them. I do
during
watch
breakfast.
them. I have very little hopes most of the time, and when they get a win, it's nice. It's a nice little, hey, thanks for that. But outside of that, I'm not phased by it. I'm not phased by it.
All right. He's got beating Dallas is always nice. Losing to Aaron Rodgers is like having lice. Christmas was another chance to celebrate a Lions victory with family and friends. It would have been more interesting to talk about 401k dividends. Yeah, it was. So, and it's funny too. I actually do think we shouldn't do them both. If you're gonna have the Lions do Thanksgiving, just don't have them do Christmas. I don't.
Why do we always get both?
Well, no.
I feel like
So no, you're right. So we've done the last 2 Christmases, which is wild. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Or we did like a Christmas Eve or something. It was a prime time Christmas Eve game last year, and then this year we were actually on Christmas. And then the Thanksgiving, I don't know. We'd have to go all the way back there. We used to play the Cowboys, and then I don't actually. I'm sure there's been a million articles written about how that started, and we should probably know, but we don't. And by week 18, the Lions had been eliminated, and most of the hope in Brad and Dan sedated. That is a pretty, I guess, heartbreaking line. I don't think all the hope in Brad and Dan has been sedated, but it has definitely been lessened. Tough year. 2025 was a shock and a major.
Then the OC is,
I'm watching him right now,
doing things right now. So,
and to wrap it up, 2025 was a shock and a major disappointment combo. But in 2026, we got the last place schedule. Let's go. Like I said, the last place schedule was the only thing that Lions fans are holding on to right now. And this 19th or 18th pick or whatever we got, maybe it's 17th. I don't even know. We'll have to get into heavy draft coverage here in a little bit. But that was Bobby Frost's first poem. I'm not sure if Josh hired him, if he's on salary or if he's hourly or what his contract says. But that's the first one we got from him.
I'm sure we'll get plenty more from him. As a writer, you never stop writing.
Yeah.
He's got lots to say.
It's literally in his blood. Oh gosh. I don't even know where to go from there.
We're still on Detroit, and I have been sleeping on another Detroit team. I know their record is phenomenal, but is this really? Are we good? I've watched a few games, and we look all right, but are we actually good? The Detroit Pistons is who we're talking about right now, and on here I'm seeing Bad Boys version 3, but I don't know. When I watch it, I don't get that.
Then you're not watching close. So if you're telling me you watch and you don't get that we're the best team in the East, I would respectfully disagree with you, but we can have that conversation. It is amazing how the Pistons have been able to build the same type of team with the same type of identity decade after decade. I know we were in the abyss there with Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond and Reggie Jackson and Stan Van Gundy and whoever else for a while there, and that was rough. But I mean, the 90, 91, 89, those teams, were basically born during those. So I don't really remember Isaiah Thomas. I don't really remember Lambier. I don't really remember Rodman on those teams. I more remember when his hair was colored and he was playing in LA. But to have the toughness in just the city of Detroit, there's a few cities like Pittsburgh likes this too. There's a few cities that just like the toughness mentality. Like they want people to think that they're maybe tougher than they are smart even, and they just like that mentality. I would say sadly Detroit probably has that. Like I said, Pittsburgh probably has that. Maybe a couple cities out east might have that.
Baltimore.
There you go. Baltimore definitely has that. Exactly. The Detroit versus everybody mentality. But anyways, to go from Isaiah, then to go to Billups, to go to Wallace, to go to Prince, to go to Hamilton, and then to go from that to, first of all, Cade's a stud. And he is that. He attacks the rim relentlessly. he has no problem going 9 for 30 on a night, and he'll make the last 2 shots. He'll miss the last 2 free throws. That's a whole different subject. We're gonna get into Cade's late free throw shooting. It's been rough. But Cade, Duren, Asur Thompson, and then Isaiah Stewart. So I gotta take a second on Isaiah. He, you look at Isaiah now, and he is absolutely beloved in Detroit. It wasn't always that. He was loved right off the bat. His toughness, nobody will ever forget when he tries to fight LeBron. I mean,
Yeah.
and like, I remember Corey Joseph was on our team, and he stationed himself outside the Lakers bench for a minute because he thought Isaiah Stewart was going to come out the tunnel and get LeBron from behind sitting on the bench. Like, that was a real worry at that time that Isaiah was going to do that. Isaiah's fought
I mean, you
many.
could see the red in his eyes in that clip. So
Yeah, they legitimately were red. Yeah, the whole thing. I think because LeBron hit him in the elbow and popped a blood vessel, so they were legitimately red. It's a real thing. She has fought so many people in the tunnel, and he's been caught not as many times as he's done it. And it's real with Isaiah. It's not fake. Is the thing that's just amazing. And on top of that, defense is on par with his toughness, if you will. He's only 6'9". This is very similar. I don't want to say the word Draymond because Draymond's defense gets overused. Like, nobody's Draymond. But actually, I would love to see Draymond and Isaiah Stewart back to back. Isaiah's probably got like an inch or two on him, maybe. But it's very similar. It is. It really is. We're only playing Isaiah about 24 minutes a game right now, and it's kind of working with that type of deployment. And then
that's all you need for bruises.
Well, exactly. And Duren is the dominant center, so that's the one too. So I think Duren's probably going to make the All-Star team this year. And that's one of those where you draft a guy at 18 and you just got to be patient. If you're not going to send him to the G League, which I got a whole 20 minutes on that'll probably never see the light of day in this podcast about how we underutilize the G League. But if you're not going to send your young 18-year-old, 19-year-old first-round picks to the G League, you got to play them and you got to develop them, and that takes time. And so Jalen Duren is like 21 years old now. But yeah, it took him 4 years because he got drafted at 18. I mean, when he was 19, he forgot his passport on the way to the Europe game, and they had to leave him. They left him, and he had to take a separate flight because, that's how immature this guy was. He forgot his passport. They all showed up, and he's looking for a double bag, and the coaches are like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like, we're about to get off plane."
Oh, that's hilarious.
So, yes, toughness. We are absolutely Bad Boys Volume 3. In my personal opinion, obviously, I think we're the best team in the East. The thing about that is the only other team that anybody puts up with any real conviction is the New York Knicks. And man, do we want that matchup. Oh my goodness, do the Pistons want that Knicks matchup so bad. I mean, I'm not actually going to bet the farm because I can't bet the NBA. Well, we probably won't get into why, but I would bet the farm. I mean, the Pistons will beat the Knicks in the playoffs if they show up both healthy. Like that, that is going to happen. Now, are we going to slip versus a flipping Philly team maybe that gets healthy at the wrong time and randomly Joel Embiid's playing at an MVP level? I hope not. Like, is Cleveland finally going to get their poop together? I don't know, maybe. But I think we're going to win the East. I think we're going to come out the number 1 seed. There's no reason to slow down for us. They're young. There's really no reason. We're like 5 games up.
I'm not going to say the regular season doesn't matter. Sure. Because it always does to a degree. But, I don't know. Watching the games, I'm still not... Okay, Asar's a freak. But, I don't know. He's just lacking something offensively, I think. And that's pretty strong weakness. And I always thought Jaden Ivey was a big bozo. I think... I want to get into this segment later, but he is also going to be qualifying for one of my awards.
Oh no! No.
I've seen a handful of players now who have this tendency to do one thing right, but then 2 or 3 things wrong every single time, and he falls under that. So we'll touch base on that later. But I'm just not sold. I'm not sold on him, and I'm not sold on Asar, and they get lots of minutes. And our record shows we're doing good right now, but I don't know, like, do we have that dog come playoffs, or are we just gonna heavily rely on, Cade and Duran, because
Oh, well, offensively, it's going to be a problem. So, Sir Thompson, Pistons fans, and I don't want to get myself in trouble here, are going to tell you Sir Thompson is probably like trade value wise, has some of the most value in the league just based off his, rookie contract, the potential that he has. Some nights I watch and I don't agree with you, but I understand what you're saying. We have
hey, 2K's on my side because his 2K rating, his 3 is like
D plus,
an F minus.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that boy can.
Yeah.
I'll give him the ball in 2K. He is not making a shot.
No, he's not. It's he is not as offensively gifted as his brother, and I think Pistons fans want him to be mentioned with his brother as much. And I mean, you just look at the stats. He's just not. He's just not. So
it's like the Brooke Lopez, Robin Lopez.
No.
You want one over the other.
No.
You are never telling me you want Robin over Brooke.
No, we haven't. They will end up being the best twins to ever play in the NBA. That should be. I mean, you know, there's not a lot. You got or probably brothers. I guess maybe I should be careful. I'm not thinking, but either way, yeah. I mean, you got Lopez's and Morris's, right? I can't really think of. I'm sure there's a lot more, but
yeah.
Anyways, so we'll get into trade talks with them eventually, because the boring thing is, I think they're probably not going to do anything.
It doesn't seem like it.
No, it doesn't. And people are going to tell you that, look at what the Thunder did. We should do what the Thunder did. And yeah, maybe kind of true. Maybe for this year, just let it simmer and see what it looks like next year. I wouldn't be in a hurry to give a bunch of picks for some of these flashy names like Michael Porter Jr. I don't even know who else that they want. I'm not a fan, so I would say sit tight, Pistons fans. Let's ride this year out. Let's see if Duncan Robinson can get hot at the right time, or let's see, we'll see if Ivy gets hot at the right time. I know that.
I will say. The Pistons have had a track record of getting rid of guys a little too early. And then some of their guys, whether we drafted them or we got them off a trade, they go to another team and they pop off for 20 a game. I'm like, just wait. Just give them like a year to develop. So I don't know. I've been trying to be a little patient with Desar and Ivy, just see how they grow.
Yeah.
But hey, who knows? We're young. That's for sure.
So the last thing I'll say is the Ivy thing is we're kind of beating around the bush. That's really the big topic. He's going to be on the last year of his contract next year. And I think that situation is more of, I would actually listen to what Ivy wants. So like if Ivy's okay with playing this 20 to 24 minutes a game off the bench, sometimes starting, like sometimes you'll get the keys if everybody's taking the night off. I would say keep him if he like is emotionally in on that plan. Now he was the number 5 overall pick, and really at the time people thought he should have been the number 4 overall pick. I think the Kings took Keegan Murray over him or something like that, and they paid him a lot of money. I could see him saying, "Get me out of here. I want to go score 20 something a game." And I don't know, not Portland anymore. Portland's kind of looking on the up. I don't even know where he would go, but Chicago, I don't even know. But yeah, that would be the only thing, is if for some reason Ivy was like, I'm not in on this, I don't like this, get me out of here, then at that point maybe use his contract and maybe see what you could do. But the potential, the problem is just all these guys like don't have the potential of a number 4 or 5 overall pick like Ivy might still have, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. How long we got till the trade deadline?
Coming like February 8th, February 4th, first week of February.
Oh, that's coming up.
No, I know.
Faster than we think.
It's like a Thursday. They usually do a little special around it. Yeah, I would guess maybe the 5th. I'm just totally guessing, but I think it's February 5th. Okay. Enough Pistons. Enough NBA. It's funny. We're not at the point where people care about the NBA yet. So football is still going on. We Super Bowl is and it's funny too. They need to not do this. The NBA trade deadline has been the week of the Super Bowl. It was last year. I feel like even the year before it might have been. the NBA needs to not do that. Like that would kick off your NBA post football season essentially if you did the trade deadline the week after the Super Bowl. Everybody's into it. Bam, let's go. I don't know if they did that or not. I haven't looked at the sports calendar. I'm a pretty passionate sports calendar guy. I like to. It makes me mad when TV doesn't understand that there's an open day in the sports calendar and that there's you can do a lot with this. That made me mad last year.
I mean, you would think they have like a research team or something that does this by now.
We have Josh. They have to have a Josh. I mean, he's here. He's doing something. I have Bushwhacker.
Josh, don't leave.
No, I know. Josh just sent me. Bushwhacker was like a Mel Gibson in Patriot in the Confederate Army. They basically fought in the woods. Popped out of the bushes and whacked you. So I don't. Are we allowed to just is saying the term Confederate Army enough to get you canceled? Like I don't. If that's the case, we probably have to cut half of that.
Yeah, we'll let Josh decide, but we're good for now.
Okay, we're all right there. Oh, buddy, is it you or me? I only got one more thing. It's the jersey behind me.
I think we get into that.
All right. So this stemmed from two things. I've been just a giant fan of Rose Lavelle since the World Cup is when she won the first one.
Okay.
But it really stemmed from watching the Golden Globes and watching Amy Poehler win for the best podcast. Because I've listened to a couple of hers, and I'm an Amy Poehler fan. Parks and Rec, hilarious. I listened to that podcast, and I guess I have a problem with just celebrities sitting and talking about being a celebrity. Like, just like talking about life as a celebrity, I struggle with. Like, I don't care. Like I like this. Obviously, you've heard what I've talked about this whole time. This is the only things I care about, basically, besides sports and my family. Like it's pretty much it. And so I guess I was shocked that people actually wanted to listen to a podcast that was nice and happy.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a blind spot for me. Maybe the world has gotten so negative that is what we want. And so in that spirit, I have the Amy Poehler Flowers of the Week. And we have those. Woo-hoo! And we have those for Rose Lavelle. So Rose will probably, you want to talk like greatest American women's soccer player of all time. She's probably not going to be in the top 5 of that conversation. You're probably going to throw out names like Mia Hamm and Abby Wambach and I don't know.
Megan Rapinoe, that's my girl.
So for sure, Rapinoe would be in that conversation. I think Alex Morgan is probably more on the level of this Rose Lavelle in this next tier that we're talking about. But these are famous people that you would remember, and it is amazing too. I always do like to bring up that the average sports fan could 100% name double the amount of professional or women's national team players than they could men's, and throughout history, like it is crazy. And part of it is because the women have been so dominant and the men have been so bad. But I'm not somebody that's going to sit here and say, do something with women's sports that it doesn't deserve. But the women's soccer team, the American women's soccer team needs just their overall flowers. And they do get them. They are the most dominant women's team that we have. And when it comes to soccer nationally, the men just struggle so much on the international stage and the women are so dominant. That it's fun. Like when we get to even the Olympics, it sucks that the Olympics for men's is it U20 or U21? It's weird. I can't believe these. It might even be U23. It's weird how they do it. Because we're gonna go through Rose's accolades, and they actually get to play in the World Cup or in the Olympics, which is nice.
Oh.
So the girls basically every 4 years you get the World Cup, and then every 4 years, nobody cares about these other tournaments. No American or even South American tournament has ever lived up to Euro Cup. Like the European teams, they get to do the international thing every 2 years where they get the World Cup every 4 years, and then they get Euro Cup, So Rose Lavelle first learned of Rose, like I said, during the 19 FIFA Women's World Cup. She won the bronze boot, I think they call it, for the bronze ball for the third best player in the tournament. I think that's hilarious that they do that. But yeah, in her first international experience in a big tournament like that, in a team as a midfielder. So not even as a forward. Those awards almost always go to forwards just because forwards score, obviously. As a midfielder, won the third best player at the 2019 FIFA World Cup. That's when I bought the jersey. 2020 Summer Olympics, right after that, they lost. So she does, the reason that you probably keep her off the pantheon of women's soccer players or American women's soccer players is because Mia and Abby would have had longer stretches of dominance with their team. But Rose is going to bridge the gap between the Alex Morgans and the Trinity Rodman eras, if you will. So she'll have that for her name. So lost 2023 Summer Olympics. Sadly, lost 2023 FIFA World Cup. Won 2024 Olympics. So last 4 major tournaments, girls have won 2, lost 2. And then the reason that we're bringing her up today is because she just won 2025 Player of the Year, American Player of the Year. Yeah, so looking through the list, I know first one she's won. You got names like Wambach has won it like 6 or 7 times. Mia's won it like 4 or 5 times. All the names that you've probably heard of. You know, Morgan's won it twice. Carly Lord's won it a couple times. Julie Ertz won it a couple times. And Rose just got it. And Rose deserved it. And that's what this segment was about. Congratulations, Rose. You deserved it. You're awesome. Underrated U.S. women's national team player. Rose Lavelle got the jersey behind me. Can she sign it? That's the whole point of this.
Hey. Let's get the likes on this so we can get my boy's jersey signed.
Can we get Rose? Can we get Rose to sign that?
Hey, we'll have her on a guest. Josh, you're working on that, right?
Can you please, Josh? Her email's got to be out there somewhere. This can't be that hard. Don't celebrities have that thing where like for business inquiries, like doesn't everybody have that on like their social media accounts?
Well, I also heard somewhere that you're at most only 5 handshakes away from someone if you're really looking. So
and I probably did make it in a soccer world where that actually might be true. You know what I mean? Like if you go,
I think
that's actually
just got to knock on the right doors.
No, I mean that actually probably could be true. So okay.
Thanks for listening, everyone, to the Disgruntled Losers podcast. Once again, that's Mike. I'm Hoy, and thanks for tuning in.
See you on the next one. Caleb just threw up a prayer. Oh, he threw up a prayer. Oh my God, they caught it!